A Devon Folktale and the Tale of Tom White. There once lived a beautiful dairymaid at Huckabee Farm on the east bank of the West Dart River above Hexworthy Bridge. She had many suitors, but the one she favoured most was young Tom White over at Post Bridge. He was so in love with her he would walk the 5 miles from Post Bridge to Huckabee after a hard day's work, just to spend the evening with her, and then walk back. Over Lakehead Hill he'd go, down past Bellevator, past Laughter Tor, then down across the open moor to Huckabee. He'd do this several times a week, summer and winter, which proved his devotion. One midsummer's evening Tom was late, and when Mary finished her work in the dairy, she went up to her room to look out of the window for him, to see if he were coming down the hill behind the house. As she turned back into the room, something caught her eye, and glancing back, she saw the thin crescent of a new moon just over the rim of the moor. Ah, but she'd seen it over her left shoulder, and that boded ill. However, the evening was spent pleasantly enough, though it was much later than usual when Tom set off home. The stars were shining brightly as he toiled up past Laughter Tor towards Bellever, and Tom was worried he would not get enough sleep for his long day's work tomorrow, when he heard the sound of merry voices, music, and singing from up ahead. The great granite bastions of Bellever Tor looked strangely fantastic in the moonlight, like the battlements of some otherworldly castle, and when Tom rounded a huge boulder, there, on a smooth piece of level turf, was a large crowd of queer small folk, all curiously dressed in green frock coats with tall stovepipe hats, stockings and silver shoes, dancing merrily in a ring to the soaring of several fairy fiddlers. Tom was scared silly and wanted to slip away into the darkness, but the pixies had seen him, and they all rushed over to him, surrounding him, grabbing his arms and leading him into the dance, shrieking with laughter and malice, glancing up askance at him with their wizened little inhuman features and their ancient sad eyes. He tried to get away, but they held him in the dance. The music itself rooted him to the spot and made his legs jig up and down without mercy. He was terrified. He knew the stories of human beings held in the fairy world for what seemed like one night, only to be spewed out hundreds of years later. And he was tired, mortally tired, but his legs would not stop capering like a madman. At last, when he felt he really would die from exhaustion, the stars thinned, the light paled in the east, and the cocks at Post Bridge began to crow. The pixies vanished into thin air, and Tom fell into a faint to the ground. When he awoke, it was fully light, and tired as he was, it was time to start work. He did not know how he got through that day, and he earned a hard word from the farmer many a time. But when the day ended, Tom swore he would never go courting to Huckabee again, and he never did. He lived out his days as a bachelor, and young Mary, the beautiful dairymaid of Huckabee Farm, had to find another young man to be her beau. It did not prove difficult.